The role of collaboration and NGOs. Welcome to the role of collaboration and NGOs. Today we make an important shift from individual action to collective impact. As teachers, you do incredible work on your own, but imagine the powerful of multiplying that effort through partnership with local NGOs, parents, and even other schools. Environmental education doesn't need to stay within the four walls of your classroom. When we collaborate with others, learning becomes richer, more real, and more lasting. This session will show you how collaboration can bring your lessons to life, how to invite NGOs to support your projects, how to involve families and communities, and how to turn classroom lessons into school-wide or even town-wide campaigns. You'll hear practical ideas, success stories, and creative ways to get started, even with limited resources. Collaboration brings new energy, new tools, and a shared sense of purpose. So, as we begin, ask yourself, what if we didn't have to do this alone? Let's explore how working together can help our students become not only eco-aware, but eco-active citizens. Together for the planet, partnerships that make a difference. Environmental challenges are vast and complex, too big for any person, classroom, or even school to solve alone. That's why collaboration isn't optional, it's essential. When we work together, we multiply. Ideas, different perspectives lead to more creative solutions. Resources. NGOs may bring materials, tools, or guest speakers that school cannot easily access. Reach. Messages spread further when families and local communities are involved. As educators, we don't need to be sole drivers of change. We can be connectors, linking students with organizations, campaigns, and experts already making an impact. Think of it this way: a single class project can become a school-wide initiative when parents support. A tree planting day becomes a town event when a local NGO joins in. A student idea becomes a national campaign when shared through collaboration networks. So today, let's shift our mindset from what can I do alone to what can I work with and what can we achieve together. This is the power of partnership, and it starts with one small conversation or connection. Stronger together. Non-governmental organizations, or NGOs, are not just external organizations doing their own thing. They can be incredible partners in education. NGOs are often on the front lines of sustainability, working on conservation, climate change, recycling, green technologies, and more. What they bring is not just knowledge, but experience, real people solving real problems. Many NGOs offer workshops or guest speakers who can visit your school, educational kits or activity booklets aligned with classroom topics, campaigns, or competitions that students can join, field visit opportunities to see sustainable practices in action. By collaboration with NGOs, you can bring real-world learning into your lessons. Imagine a biology lesson enhanced by a wildlife NGO talking about biodiversity. A civic education class partnering with an NGO that promotes waste reduction. A school campaign co-designed with an environmental group that helps students lead a recycling week. The key is not to see NGOs as external, but as extensions of your teaching team. Even small NGOs in your local area can provide authentic context, stories, and inspiration. So, how can you find the right NGO? Start locally. Who's already working in your community? Ask colleagues. Have any teacher collaborated with NGO before? Reach out. Many NGOs welcome partnership. They just need to be asked. Remember, you don't have to do this alone. These organizations exist to make a difference, just like you do. Understanding NGOs. Let's talk about how NGOs make learning come alive, not just through support, but through active participation in the teaching process. First, consider co-teaching opportunities. Many NGOs are happy to join you in the classroom, not to replace you, but to enrich the experience. Imagine a recycling expert co-leading a science lesson, or a climate activist guiding a group discussion on geography class. Their authentic voice brings credibility and inspiration. Then there are eco-campaigns. NGOs often run projects such as plastic-free school initiatives, tree planting month, awareness walks or cleanup drives. These campaigns give students a cause to rally behind, something beyond homework and grades. They get to be part of something bigger than themselves. When students work alongside professionals, they gain a sense of purpose, real-world communication skills, confidence that their actions matter. It's also a chance to integrate across subjects. For example, a poster-making campaign combines art and environmental studies. A letter to the mayor about pollution mixes civic education and language skills. An NGO-led workshop on sustainable food connects biology with daily life. The result: education becomes meaningful. Students stop asking, "Why are we learning this?" because they see the answer. Partnering with NGOs also builds bridges to the community. It sends the message that school is not isolated. It's a part of the world and capable of shaping it. Let's now look at specific ideas you can try with NGOs, no matter the size of your school or budget. Benefits of partnering with NGOs. Now, let's take a closer look at why collaboration with NGOs can be such a powerful tool in environmental education. Resources and workshops. Many NGOs provide free or low-cost resources, from printed guides and curriculum supplements to full training sessions for teachers. These resources are often hands-up, up-to-date, and locally relevant, giving us tools we wouldn't otherwise have. Imagine teaching recycling with access to real sorting bins, or climate change with interactive maps from professionals. It elevates the learning experience. Guest speakers. NGOs are filled with experts and activists who can bring environmental issues to life. A biologist, an engineer working on solar panels, or a waste management specialist can add a real-world dimension to what students learn in textbooks. Guest talk break routine and give students the chance to ask questions directly to those in the field. That kind of authentic connection sticks. Field trips and campaigns. Many NGOs help coordinate community cleanups, tree planting, or field trips to eco centers or nature parks. These experiences are immersive and memorable, and they give students the opportunity to apply what they've learned in the classroom to real environments. And beyond just knowledge, they build values, teamwork, responsibility, and care for their surroundings. In short, NGOs help us expand the classroom into the world. They support us in making environmental education more authentic, engaging, and empowering. Next, we'll look at specific examples of collaborations you could explore in your school. What can collaboration look like? Let's talk about how NGOs make learning come alive, not just through support, but through active participation in the teaching process. First, consider co-teaching opportunities. Many NGOs are happy to join you in the classroom, not to replace you, but to enrich the experience. Imagine a recycling expert co-leading a science lesson or a climate activist guiding a group discussion in geography class. Their authentic voice brings credibility and inspiration. Then there are eco-campaigns. NGOs often run projects such as plastic-free school initiatives, tree planting month, awareness walks or cleanup drives. These campaigns give students a cause to read behind, something beyond homework and grades. They get to be part of something bigger than themselves. When students work alongside professionals, they gain a sense of purpose, real-world communication skills, confidence that their actions matter. It's also a chance to integrate across subjects. For example, a poster-making campaign combines art and environmental studies. A letter to the mayor about pollution mixes civic education and language skills. An NGO-led workshop on sustainable food connects biology with daily life. The result: education becomes meaningful. Students stop asking, "Why are we learning this?" because they see the answer. Partnering with NGOs also builds bridges to the community. It sends the message that school is not isolated, it's part of the world and capable of shaping it. Let's now look at specific ideas you can try with NGOs. no matter the size of your school or budget. Case study example. Let me share a powerful transformation story that illustrates how collaboration can completely reshape a learning environment. On the left, we see the before, an ordinary gray schoolyard. It's functional but uninspiring. Students pass through but don't interact with the space. There's no sense of ownership, no connection to nature, no spark. Now look at the after photo on the right. This one empty space is now a thriving school garden with planter beds, seating, trees, and even student-made signs. It became a learning hub, a place where science, art, and environmental responsibility come alive. How did this happen? Through collaboration. A local NGO donated seeds and gardening tools. A nearby nursery provided training on native plants. Parents volunteered for weekend builds. Students were involved from day one, designing, planting, and caring for the space. This wasn't just about planting tomatoes. It was about planting a mindset of teamwork, sustainability, and pride in shared success. And here's the best part. This didn't require a big budget. It required a vision, coordination, and community. So ask yourself, what empty yard exists in your school or subject? And who could you bring in to help transform it? Families as partners. Too often we see environmental education as something that happens only in the classroom. But real, lasting change happens when school and home work hand in hand. This slide shows us how families are not just supporters, they are partners in the learning journey. First, student motivation. When parents show interest in a project, whether it is a recycling challenge or a school garden, students feel their learning matters beyond school walls. Their motivation increases because they feel seen and supported at home. Second, eco-values at home. Think about this. We can teach about reusing in class, but if that message is reinforced at home, it becomes a habit. Families help embed these values into daily life. For example, students might ask their parents to reduce plastic use after a lesson or start composting leftovers together. Third, shared learning. When we invite families to events, workshops, or join activities like cleanup days or sustainability weeks, something powerful happens. Parents become learners too. We blur the lines between teachers and audience. Suddenly, everyone is involved in building a greener community. So, what can we do as educators? Involve parents early. Even a simple newsletter or WhatsApp message can invite them in. Offer opportunities for them to participate, not just as volunteers but as eco role models. Encourage home-based projects like a family plastic audit or balcony garden. Because when children see their parents recycle, save energy, or support school projects, the lesson sticks. And most importantly, we build a culture where learning doesn't stop at second gate. It continues around the dinner table, in the backyard, and beyond. From local to global. As educators, we often focus on what's happening in our immediate environment, and that's important. But helping students realize they are part of a global community takes their learning to the next level. This slide is about expanding the classroom beyond borders. E-twinning projects. Platforms like eTwinning allow your students to work on joint projects with schools across Europe, whether it's a shared climate diary, plastic use survey, or exchanging eco ideas. They collaborate on real environmental topics. These projects give students a chance to understand how others are approaching similar issues and to feel part of something bigger. Video calls with partner schools. Technology makes connection simple. Organize a virtual exchange, a Zoom call with a class in another country. Students can ask questions like, what's the biggest environmental issue in your city? What's one thing you're doing to help? It's a real-time cultural exchange and builds empathy and curiosity. Shared changes. Set up a monthly challenge both schools can participate in. For example, 1 week no plastic, walk or bike to school week, plant a tree challenge. Let students present results, discuss struggles, and celebrate success together. These types of exchanges broaden minds. They show students that while environmental challenges may be different in scale or form, the core values sustainability, respect, action are shared. And for you as teachers, you're not alone. Collaborating with peers abroad can bring free, fresh ideas, new teaching materials, and a support network. In the next activity, we'll look at how to start a global classroom connection with just one email or shared Padlet board. Let's organize together. Let's take a moment to acknowledge the reality. Collaboration sounds great in theory, but in practice, it comes with its own set of challenges. This slide highlights some of the most common ones teachers face, and most importantly, how we can move through them. Time constraints. Time is one of the biggest barriers. Our schedules are full, lessons to plan, classes to teach, paperwork to complete. But here's the key. Collaboration doesn't have to be big to be meaningful. A single joint activity with another teacher, one short meeting with a local NGO, even just sharing materials or a lesson plan with another school can be powerful. It's about starting where you are with what you have. Budget limitations. Not all schools have funds for trips, materials, or guest speakers, but many NGOs offer free programs, toolkits, or even digital sessions. You can also apply for microgrants through school networks, involve the parent community with in-kind donations, soil, plants, materials, or run fundraisers linked to environmental goals like recycling drives or upcycled art fairs. Creativity often grows stronger within limits, communications barriers. Sometimes it's just hard to get the right people talking, whether it's between teachers, parents, or external partners. That's why having a small, clear goal makes a difference. For example, instead of saying, let's partner on sustainability, say, can we co-host a plastic-free week in April? Use tools teachers already know, like WhatsApp groups, Padlet, or Google Forms, to stay in touch. Final thought: facing these challenges doesn't mean we stop. It means we start smarter. Sometimes even sending that one email to a local NGO or having that first 15-minute planning meeting with a colleague is all it takes to get the ball rolling. Together, let's shift the mindset from "it's too hard" to "what's one small step we can take today?" Simple steps to big impact. Visual layout. Barrier solution table. Let's be honest, challenges are real, but the good news, so are the solutions. This table isn't just for display, it's a reflecting tool. Think about your own school. Which of these challenges do you face? No funding? NGOs are often open to helping with materials. No time? One impactful day is better than none. When students lose interest, let them take charge. Ownership breeds motivation. And remember, you don't need to know everything. Collaborate with others, a colleague, a parent, or an outside expert. The goal isn't perfection, it's momentum. Even the smallest success lays the groundwork for something greater. Who could you collaborate with? Now it's your turn to reflect. Think one of two people, groups, or organizations in your area who might be open to collaboration. This doesn't have to be formal or perfect. Think local, a parent with a garden, a youth center director, or a science teacher from another school. If you are in a staff meeting or group setting, you can pause and adjust your ideas on sticky notes or an online board like Padlet or Jamboard. Co- Collaboration starts with curiosity and a message. We are doing something meaningful at school. Would you like to be part of it? That's often all it takes. So, who would you reach out to next week? Partnership is power. Thank you for walking through this journey with us. Today, you didn't just learn about collaboration, you saw its potential. You saw how partnership, small or large, can elevate a single lesson into a community-wide movement. You don't need to wait for the perfect conditions or official approval. You just need a reason, and you already have one: our planet and the next generation. Let's keep connecting. Share your wins, ask for support, open your classroom doors, and invite others in. Because partnership isn't just helpful, it's powerful. And you, as educators, are the link that makes it happen. Let's educate together. Let's grow together. Let's change together.